30-second count.
Do it.
I'm not doing a 30-second countdown. Welcome to another episode of Three Hokages podcast. We're your hosts, Lazy Girl Nerd K, Hanif, and Kareem. Today's episode, we're going to discuss a few things that happened recently. We're going to dive into Dune 2. X-Men 97 is back on Disney Plus, and we're going to also talk about the new series on Disney Plus from Star Wars called Acolyte. Kareem, you had the pleasure of watching Dune 2 in the theaters. What was your thoughts on? What was your thoughts on Dune 2?
I stayed awake the entire time, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes. Okay.
No, but actually, I'm a fan of the series, so I was really looking forward to it. I even watched Dune Part 1 ahead of time to remind myself where I left off, who the players were, things of that nature. And I had to see it in the theater because to me, it came off as if it was going to be another epic movie. But I'm digressing a little bit, but I have to admit, the movie-going experience just doesn't feel the same to me. And I say that because Dune is almost 3 hours long. It's a beautiful movie. The scenery, the cinematography is wonderful. Like sometimes you're just in awe of what they're showing you on the screen. You don't feel rushed. You don't feel as if can they hurry the plot along. You want to enjoy it in the moment, and so it really puts you on the planet Dune, and you feel everything. You feel the sensation of the sounds. You get the scope of everything that they're witnessing. But then there's times where you want to put the subtitles on because part of it has subtitles. But then when they're speaking in English, you're thinking, wait, what did they say? Can I rewind it? Or, you know what, I shouldn't drink too much soda. Can I pause it to go to the bathroom? Because you don't want to miss anything. And again, I know I'm digressing, but when a movie is so good where you don't want to miss anything, you can't pause it just to run to the restroom. You can't pause it just to get an extra snack. So you got to sit there thinking like, okay, I got to hold this in for another hour. And what did they say? What did they, so it's like, it's part of the experience. It's just not the same anymore. Not that I didn't enjoy seeing it in the movie theater. Not that I'm not glad I went. But part of me, once I finished it, I loved it. But then I said, I can't wait to see it at home again. Which is saying a lot. Again, that's no offense to Dune. And so I'm mentioning that because Dune Part 2 to me felt like a movie. It felt like an experience. It felt like if you're a fan of Dune, if you hated Part 1, Part 2 may not be for you. Part 2 has a lot more actions. The story moves a bit faster. There isn't a lot of setup in terms of the politics. It gets right into it. However, Dune to me, it felt different from the last movies I've seen in the movie theater. It felt somewhat old school. I don't know if it's because of the direction that they wanted to take it in. I don't know if it's because they trusted in the vision of the team that was handling it, but it didn't feel like a studio production. It felt like a movie experience again. And so Dune 2 picks up exactly where Dune Part 1 left off. It's pretty difficult to tell what the timeline is in Dune Part 2. Some things seem to happen in weeks. Some things seem to happen in days. Some things even seem to happen in maybe years. But you can tell it's really not years because one of the revelations is the mother is pregnant. She's pregnant throughout the movie. And so you realize that unless time flows differently in terms of those pregnancies, everything that's taking place is less than a year, which is pretty fast. So Paul Atreides, he's learning the ways of the people. They believe that he's a Lisan al-Gaib. Everything that he is experiencing is something that you feel like part of the audience. And so the story is pretty much that he now has to get revenge for his family against the Hokages. He has to either try to figure out what the Emperor is trying to do and setting his family up, or he has to just leave all of that behind and now start a new life. And so the movie shows the dilemma that he has by taking you as the audience on that process. So you go through the journey with him. You start appreciating. I was getting ready to say the Sand People because I'm thinking about Star Wars already. The Sand People. Yeah.
The S word.
Yes. Hey, I was thinking about it. I was like, hey, Jabba, someone along the lines. The Harkonnens, he looks similar to that. You never know. But you do feel the journey, and so you start understanding why the people live there, why they want to live there, and the lifestyle that they have. So part of it is you're dealing with in this movie some people who are considered religious extremists, and some people who are doubters. And so part of it, in terms of the religious extremism, is they believe that Paul Atreides is the chosen one. He's the one that they've been waiting for. He's the Messiah. Whereas those who are in doubt, they believe that this is nothing more than stories and tricks so that the world can be conquered. If you believe that there's going to be an outsider who's going to come save you and save your people, anytime there's an outsider, you're going to have deference towards them. And so I do like the way that the movie did touch on that. Because it's a matter of, is he the one that's going to save the people? Do they need to save themselves? What are the dynamics between the religious extremism versus those who he starts convincing? In addition to that aspect of it, the mother has her own journey as well. So we do know that she played a huge role, if you saw part one, in terms of setting up the situation that her son is now in. He is reluctant to become the one that she believes he is, because he feels that this has all been, politics. It's all been maneuvering from the Bene Gesserit, which is true in a way, because he would not have the abilities that he has if all of that did not occur. But she has her own storyline in this movie, which I actually pretty much enjoyed. She wasn't just his mother. She was someone who had her own, function. She had her own goals, which sometimes differed from his. Obviously, she was pregnant. And I don't want to give away aspects of her pregnancy if you're not familiar with Dune at all. But
That's your face. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
But it does.
The first movie came out decades ago.
1984, I think. But it is.
Some of
different.
our viewers may not have been born then. So.
Yes.
Read a book.
But there are differences. I do have to say that. What book? What's a book?
What's a book?
An
I can't get
book?
to my tablet.
Yeah. Maybe an audio book. But there is a lot to it, and there are some differences. So obviously, one of the main differences is the time frame that passes. This is everything is very condensed in this. So we don't actually get to meet, Paul's sister. However, the pregnancy does influence the events, because the mother views it as she's just hearing his voice. And Paul has these visions as well, where he believes that if he was to head south, because in the south there's more religious extremism towards Lisan al-Gaib, the belief that the Messiah is coming, and if he goes south, it's going to lead to disaster for the people. So he's fighting against that, whereas his mother believes that's the path that she has to take. While all of this is occurring, you have the galactic politics at stake as well, which to me was pretty interesting because it touches on more of the sci-fi, the space, the dynamics of it. And so you get to understand why the Emperor did what he did, but also how vulnerable his position is. You also get to see more of the mechanisms of the Harkonnens, where you see that they truly are terrible people. It makes me feel as if they're somewhat like the Nazis in terms of some of the cinematography. I think they played on that a lot. Like there's some images where it's black and white, and it comes off as, wow, this is ominous. Like if you're a person of color, you don't want to be in the area where the Harkonnens are because you're going to stand out and they're not going to like it. Like that's the impression that you get. But it's subtle in ways, and this is what I mean by it's a good movie, because you can pick up on all of these aspects of it, where you understand like the Harkonnens are terrible. But again, this is based off of a well-known, book franchise, a well-known movie that came out in the 80s. So there are certain aspects where the story is going to unfold in ways that you expect. So I'm trying to talk around a 3-hour movie without giving much anything away.
Yeah, you ain't gotta get the whole plot.
But I would say that the story moves forward a lot. There are some major changes. You get to see, the Paul Atreides in action. You get to see him use everything at his disposal. You get to see the Harkonnens. If you were looking for revenge from the first movie, you might even have that feeling of satisfaction. I would say this is the two towers of the Dune franchise. I'm not saying it's on that same level because I'm a Lord of the Rings fanatic, but I'm saying it has that where it does a really good job of being in the middle, where the beginning isn't its own beginning and the ending has to leave off where the next movie has to step in. I would say part 2 is better than part 1. But part 2 could not do what it did without part 1 setting the stage in the way that it did. But everything about it, the cinematography, the special effects, the acting, the way the movie unfolded, the timing of it all, I loved it. Everything about it, I loved it. If you enjoyed Dune Part 1 or you had higher hopes for Dune Part 1, I definitely recommend Dune Part 2. You will not be disappointed.
Well, you had me when you're saying that you didn't fall asleep on it. I was like, oh, good, because I think I fell asleep twice in the first Dune, and I saw it in the theater, and I was like, I fell asleep, and he was, I think, being chased. I think this is just after Jason Momoa. I don't know if he's supposed to be dead or he was captured. I woke up again. He's like fighting some dudes in the desert. Like if he wins, he'll join our group. I was like, what the hell? What did I just miss? What's going on? But yeah, so hopefully I plan to see part 2. More than likely it'll probably be out of the theaters before I see it, but I do plan to see it. Now, did you get yourself the Dune collecting?
No, I did not. I did not. I wish I did, but they couldn't find them. So that's the one thing that I was looking for. I just have a little visitor, that's all.
Oh, okay. So, Kay, now have you read all the Dune books?
I have not read the entire series, no. I got up to when Paul has the book where Paul has his son, and you find out
some things without spoiling what's happening in the future.
Right. You find out that maybe you find out that prophecy that's been pushed around by the Bene Gesserit may not have been revolving. It may be somebody else. Let's just say that.
Right,
it may not be who it is.
So I know someone else who's read those books. Read some of the books, and they put me on to some things as you had mentioned. So I know what you're talking about without really. We won't divulge any more information. Hopefully, there's a 3. Hopefully, there's a part 4 because I believe there's more than 10 books. So I don't know where they'll actually stop with the feature films though.
So that's the interesting thing. I don't know where it's going to go because you just mentioned the character that the movie did not introduce, and I don't know how they will.
Yeah. How was Zendaya in the movie?
Yeah.
Who's that? No, I'm kidding. No, she was great. She was great. But there's some major differences. So in terms of her character itself, she's one of the best characters. I was gassing this movie up. I was gassing her character up the entire movie. I kept saying to my wife, like, wait, you haven't seen anything yet. Wait until this part later. Wait till you see what she does later. So I was gassing it, but she was an excellent character. There's some major changes. So, I mean, I'll just give one thing away. They do not have children.
No.
So I don't know how that's going to affect the next part. But it's not something that they have in this one. So I'm just curious as to see what's going to happen with her character going forward.
Okay. We had started off with a remake of Dune that came out in what is it, 88 or 84?
84.
Yeah.
I think it was 84.
And then now Disney brought back a cartoon that happened in 97. So X-Men 97 premiered with 2 episodes this past week. I think we all watched it, and I was really happy with it. I'm not gonna lie, I can't recall what happened in X-Men back in 1997 because I don't remember what happened. I don't remember what cartoons I watched in 1997. I'm sure I watched it, but I don't remember the plot line. So I'm thankful that they gave us a quick 3-minute recap of previously on X-Men. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next episodes. I think if they don't make a live action X-Men, I'm fine with watching. If they continue the animated series, just keep pushing that on with up until the current storylines. Krakoa, fighting in Mars for for the rights of the planet, that kind of stuff. I'm fine with this. Kay's trying to hold it in. She's
Okay.
one person on the internet who didn't like X-Men 97.
No, it's not that I didn't like it. It was okay. It was. I'm just like, I've watched other people review about it, and they're saying how great it was, and I'm just like, maybe it's me, maybe I'm too old for it. It was just okay. It was fun. I have a problem with Storm.
Let it out.
You're in a safe place here.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about? The whole thing with Storm. Okay, we're gonna just. This is a petty thing to have a problem with, but like, Storm losing her powers, but already having the Mohawk pissed me off. Storm in the comic books cuts her hair because she loses her powers. That was the need for the drastic change. Again,
maybe they'll switch it so that way she has her hair back.
For the whole, yeah. It's a petty thing. Like even some of the feeling around it, I was just like, okay, fine. I will forget everything I know about the X-Men. I will forget everything I know about the comic books. I will forget everything I know, because this might have been my mistake. I probably should have rewatched the cartoon before starting the new series, because I'm just like, there's some stuff missing. The 3 minutes the on previous X-Men was a good thing, but I'm like, there's stuff that is missing. I need to remember what this happened. I need to remember this, and it's just like, what?
Yeah, but see, I'm fine with not remembering everything, because I'll just take what they give me at face value, and I anticipate they'll be melding storylines in for brevity, as opposed to this is issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the book. So I think they're gonna sound like what they did with the Avatar, the Netflix version of Avatar, where they took certain storylines and characters and kind of made them into different characters, so that way it kind of pushes the main story arc along without you losing some of the content that you're familiar with.
Yeah, and I guess, like I said, I might need to just forget everything I know. And I guess because the era they're talking about is the X-Men that I remember reading growing up. Like, I remember the X-Men of the 80s. I remember the X-Men of the early 90s. And I'm like, you're doing these storylines, her losing her powers, people being pissed off about the fact that Magneto and Rogue can touch. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I thought that they said that in the comic book, in the previous cartoon as well, because he's able to,
Yeah, it wasn't like she wasn't shocked, nor was he, that he was able to touch her. So it wasn't like,
right,
I can feel your skin. It's like it's been established
that he's one of the only ones that can actually do it. But I wanted to like it more. I think I wanted to be as excited about it as everyone else has been. And I'm just not. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, maybe I'm not seeing something that everyone else is seeing. Maybe I'm a little too protective in my memory about the show and the comic books. But it was fun. I watched them both episodes straight through. No problem. I did not fall asleep. But do I like it? Do I like it more than the Avatar? No. Which is weird. Like, X-Men was one of my gateways into reading, and definitely my gateway into comic books. And I'm just like, I don't need to watch the 3rd episode. I'm fine.
Wow.
Really? You don't need to watch the 3rd episode? Is it because there's only 2 episodes? Or at least with Avatar, you've gotten a whole meal. You've gotten you've gotten 8 or more episodes of a show, of a season, whereas you only gotten a quick appetizer with X-Men. Here's 2 quick episodes.
You know what? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, because everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna love the first 3 episodes," and I'm just like, I get y'all got to see it in like a theater. Those of y'all that got to go to the premiere for it, but like the rest of, I'm like, the first 2 episodes are just okay. It's a cartoon. It's an X-Men cartoon. I'm not overly enthusiastic. I'm not. Maybe I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, you got some time until the next episode come out.
Super like you can't believe you don't like it.
No, I mean I understand what you're saying. It is something that for me I haven't gone back and watched the original series. I want to. It's one of the series that I want to say I want to go back and watch it, but I'm worried about nostalgia. So in my mind, it's one of the cartoons where I watch consistently, where it's something that I said, "Wow, this is an amazing X-Men cartoon." It's different from the books in a lot of ways. Some of the characters that I wasn't a huge fan of, like Morph, because I was like, "Who is this guy?" You know, and I didn't mind him getting killed in the original cartoon.
Exactly.
I didn't, but I'm afraid that if I go back and watch it, I'm like, "Oh no, this isn't a good cartoon." But I can say I did enjoy the first two episodes. Um, I didn't think they were mind blowing. I do think that they were solid, but to me, it's more along the lines of this is an alternate reality X-Men. And they did capture the feeling that I had in terms of my nostalgia and thinking that it's a good show. So did I have concerns about Storm, her appearance? Yeah, a little. I think the artwork was okay for the most part. And I remember, oh yeah, this is the Wolverine before he became the Wolverine we know now, where he, would have to take a week to recover from a gunshot as opposed to, just shrugging it off like it's nothing. I did enjoy it, but I do need to see more. I don't know where it's going, but it's just something I can add to my watch list.
Yeah. That's all, yeah. I think they said that Mr. Sinister is going to be the main villain of this season. So that's going to be good. I mean, we've all been looking for Mr. Sinister to show up somewhere in the MCU, so I'm glad they decided to give it to us inside a cartoon form.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. Yeah, it was nice watching it. I think I was more surprised of them showing the different moves that Cyclops has always had in his repertoire, but we didn't always get to see it. That was pretty cool. Him using the concussive blast to slide around the floor. It's something different, but we always just used to, Scott just being the stoic one with just the concussive or energy blast from his eyes, but it's showing him doing some more agile maneuvers and things. It was nice. It was nice to see. And like Kareem said with Wolverine, I'm used to the man he's ready for everything, but now seeing him not being the main focal point of the series so far. It's only 2 episodes for the first 2 episodes. He's not the main character, so it's interesting to see him always taking the backseat. But I like to see how it develops from here. Another show that I guess resumed. It started last year. The first half of it was Invincible. I'm not sure if you guys seen the most episode 5 and 6 of Invincible.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. So I won't dive into it. If you've read the comic books, it pretty much takes place. Pretty much resumes where they left off with the Martians coming to Earth. Mark is going to outer space to see his dad, kind of thing. I won't go any further. There's only 2 episodes in. There's a lot of action. There's two episodes. Each of them is an hour long. Wow. A lot of people dying. A lot of people not coming back. So if you read the comic books, for those out there watching, you read the comics, these people ain't coming back. They changed a few things again to kind of speed up the timeline, but I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to episode 7. I think there's only 8 episodes this season, so I think there's 2 more episodes this year, this calendar year, until they cut for the next season 4. But that's since it's only short, we're going to jump right into the next big focal point, Acolyte, Star Wars Acolyte. I think we're going to try to watch the trailer together. We'll give our reviews on it, give our thoughts and predictions of what's going to happen. Let me see if I could add this to our session here.
Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you.
And this is the actor from Suicide.
We must not trust them.
Netflix thing. That's Suicide Games. What is it?
Tell me what
Quick
comes
Games.
into your mind.
Yeah.
Life. Balance. I see fire.
He's a bad apple. Okay. And that's rude, isn't it? From
Someone
Hunger
is
Games?
killing Jedi.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
What happened?
I sensed darkness.
This isn't about good or bad. This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
What is that?
You may have to know later on. They have to rewatch that again to see how many Jedi was actually on.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I thought that was pretty good.
Good for a trailer.
Very good for a trailer. I like. Okay, maybe it's me because not being as in tuned with the Star Wars stuff, but this seemed like it came out of nowhere.
Really?
Like, did y'all know that? Like, yeah, because I didn't hear anything about a show called Acolyte. Like, again, maybe because I'm not in the Star Wars loop, I am Star Wars out. Although I have been watching Bad Batch that last season.
Mhm.
But I was like, wait, what's this? I'm like, wait, and hold on, that was Carrie Ann Moss, right?
Carrie Ann Moss, yeah, she's a Jedi.
And I was looking through the people that are in it. Also, Weapon X is in it. The young girl.
Oh, she is.
Yes.
Daphne.
Okay.
Yeah, Daphne.
Yeah, I didn't know
in
she
it
was
too.
in it.
I was like, wait, hold on. I was like, well, guess that means she won't be in the X-Men movie. I mean, in the Deadpool movie if she's in this. But
She could be, depending
She
upon
could
what
be.
her. Yeah.
It's all a Disney lot.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
can
It's all
just walk
Disney.
from one
Take
to
a
the
lunch
other.
break, change makeup,
Yeah.
go over there. You on here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You be down the block. Get 2 checks.
Yeah.
Get them while they're hot. But this looks so like I'm not gonna lie. Like I have been very much Star Wars out. It's too much. But then I saw the trailer and I'm like, oh wait, I might be back in. I really kind of want to see this. Like this looks so interesting. I don't know how many seasons they're gonna give it. Who is her? Who is the little girl? She's not little girl, but who is the girl's? Like who was training her that she turned to the dark side, and why is she killing Jedi again? Like
We'll find out when it comes
wait,
out in June, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I think there's 8 episodes. I don't know if there's going to be more than one season, but this is supposed to take place, I think, 100 years before the Phantom Menace. So I think it was supposed to be like it's definitely before the Phantom Menace. I believe it's 100
Yeah, I think
years.
it's 100 years.
Yeah, so we should not see Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan. Maybe you'll see
Yoda,
a Yoda, because he was
500
middle aged by that time. I mean, a young Yoda.
Teenage Yoda just strolling around.
Will Palpatine be there? Not as senator, but is it possible that he could be present? Unless we'll learn how he's able to extend his life presence. Maybe he's actually older than we know. But yeah, this is supposed to be like High Republic, like towards the end of the High Republic.
Yeah.
So the one black Jedi guy, he had the Killmonger dreadlock. No, they can't give us anything else. Like, we gotta give him something fancy. Just give him the three locks comb over.
Yeah.
Like, look, can you again? This is a thing about hair. People, when we figure out that black people have multiple hairstyles, you can do lots of things. I get it. Y'all want him to be edgy, so give him the Killmonger, but please stop, Because I swear that seems to be the go-to hairstyle. Like when we were kids, it was a high top fade, no matter what. You know,
High top,
cartoon characters,
high top,
fade,
bold,
right?
Yeah.
cornrows. Now it's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's that's just the three lock problem.
Yep, like
Yeah.
do this. This is what you're gonna get.
And character customization is a mess with every character hairstyle that fits a black character. Some kind of dreadlocks or braids. Or you got to just go with the clean cut. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But I'm pretty excited for this too, because I don't know where they're going to take the story. They can't rely on the Skywalkers or somebody saying they're Skywalker, even when it doesn't make any sense. And so
Who would that be?
I'm yeah, and so I'm really curious as to how they're going to show the dark and the light side, because I do like the quote in the trailer of, it's about power and who gets to wield it, because before Disney took over Star Wars and they said what was canon is no longer canon, there were a lot of interesting stories out there about what the Force was. The dark, the light side, other side, things of that nature. So I wonder how they're going to tie that into this story. Is it just a matter of featuring the Jedi as like an oppressive force, or is it a matter of whatever becomes of the assassins? Are they working with the Sith? I don't know if they're going to keep it simplistic, but with the way they treated the Force and Ahsoka and the elements that they introduced, I do have high expectations in terms of them going in a slightly different direction where you can explore the Force on a much deeper level than before.
Yeah, and I think this is. I think there's still another live action Star Wars series that's supposed to come out. I believe either towards the end of this year or is it next year with Jude Law. I forgot the name of that one, but there's supposed to be another live action Star Wars series coming out for Disney
Sorry,
Plus as well.
wait. What? Okay, I said I was back in, but now I'm back out. What do you mean another Star Wars with like?
Oh, Star Wars Skeleton Crew. That's the name of
So
it.
that
Yeah.
batch ends this year. Alkalite starts, Bat, and then Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, it's supposed to be according to online, the Skeleton Crew is supposed to be a show following the adventures of children who become lost in a galaxy far, far away. The unique coming-of-age film designed to stoke nostalgia for those fans of the '80s films. So we'll see. I don't know where it falls in. I haven't done enough research to see where it falls in place in regards to the films or even Disney Plus TV shows. I know the two main people I know that's going to be a part of the show is Jude Law and Jaleel White, also known as Urkel from Family Matters.
Wait. You just glossed over. Okay. So
I don't know if that means Jaleel White's going to be a Jedi. He might be a smuggler. I don't know what his role is. I haven't dove too deep. I'm excited. I like Jude Law as an actor, so I mean, for him to put his name on this or put his name alongside this is going to be very interesting.
And Jaleel White, I think he's a good actor too. It's just we
he
grew
is.
up with the Family Matters, where it's like that iconic role. So it goes against him. And just as long as he doesn't say, "Did I do that in this show?" I'm good. Just don't.
He might bump into something.
Don't find a way to say it. Don't, unless it's an obvious joke. Then maybe. But I think it's too risky to even try it as a joke.
But wait, so maybe no Urkel stuff, but what about when he voiced Sonic? He could reference Sonic.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I love Sonic, so yeah.
See, there we go.
Not?
No Urkel, only Sonic. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to both. I think right now, I think the next big thing is going to be Godzilla versus. As far as what I'm looking forward to, TV, movies, video game is going to be Godzilla and King Kong. Was it? I forgot the name of the official name. I just call it Godzilla versus King Kong 2. But I think that comes out this upcoming Friday. I'm looking really forward to that. She's she's like, not really. Are you more of a Ghostbusters fan?
That's what I was going to ask. So y'all aren't going to go see Ghostbusters? Nobody tried to go to the city?
I didn't go see it. I may see it this week as well, but with Ramadan and everything, I don't really like going to the theaters during the daytime when I can't eat any popcorn or have a soda or something. So so it's like one of those. I'll wait till the weekend to see it. They did put fake ice around the actual firehouse in downtown Manhattan as a promo for the film. I saw it there this past Friday. It was like 6 foot high pieces of like fake ice in front of the firehouse and stuff.
Nice.
You didn't take a picture? You just get out the car and take a
I was
picture?
in the car. I was in the car. I don't use my cell phone while I was driving. I was in the car.
Yeah, I never do that.
I don't text and drive or anything like that. No, hands.
I said you didn't get out the car and go take a picture. Like you.
I was actually heading home. I wanted to get out. I really wanted to get out the car.
Yeah.
When you ever gonna see that again? No.
It may still be there by this weekend. Who knows? Maybe I'll stop by in the evening time when it's less crowded over there. But yeah, if I do, I'll definitely post it. I'll post it on our socials so people can see what the firehouse looks like. It is a real place. It's not just something on the studio lot.
Well, when you do go, try to get the bucket. The
Ecto.
Yeah. Wait. Is the Ecto?
By the time I get there, they probably already be promoting for another movie. Like, oh, you wanted the bucket? Yeah, we don't have those buckets no more. But we got the Godzilla thermos or whatever. King Kong. I'm sure they didn't give you like that King Kong Infinity Gauntlet as a popcorn bucket. That thing that Kong has on his arm inside the trailer. So like they gave him an Infinity Gauntlet.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, they had a cup like this, so you just eating out of Kong's hand or something.
The most you get now is just that AR ticket that you can place. You take a picture and it gets in the middle of your house somewhere. Like, why did they go there? That's about all they give you now. You don't get the bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't they understand merchandising? We need those things.
Mm-hmm. It's all about getting the money out your pocket.
Yeah.
But next week we're gonna discuss some of the video games that we're playing. And now I'm probably halfway through. Liberating some worlds inside of Helldivers 2. Kareem is busy playing a few games. And Kay, are you finished with Breath of the Wild 2 yet?
No, I look. Okay. Before we go, I'm gonna just say this one thing. I started back up playing that game. I swear to you, I started and I was like, "What am I supposed to be doing?" I literally, I couldn't remember how to do anything in the game. I was like, "Wait, what am I supposed to do? What's the controls? Where am I supposed to go?" You cannot take a break from a game like that for months. Like you can't. Like the people that do it, like I watch streamers that do it. I'm like, yo, I don't know how y'all are doing it because I took a break and my brain was just like, wait, what?
It takes some time to get used to the controls. No, just they should have an objectives thing. And you just lock in on that and just go back to the main storyline. Then you'll find yourself getting.
I just kept walking around. Like I walked around. I dropped in the world underneath. I died. I died again. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Wait, how do I do this? I swear, and I haven't picked, and I picked it up one more time after that, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm going back to Faith Farm.
See, so that I think you just came up with an idea. They should have a little recap of video games based on how long it's been since you last booted it up. So, like the last time you played on, Breath of the Wild, this is what you did. I mean, it would help, right? Because I feel your pain in terms of that. It's like you stop a game, you get back to it, and like, okay, what was I doing?
Right.
I actually finished a game that I started 10 years ago, Dragon Age Inquisition. I finally finished it. I booted it up. I forgot how to play. I didn't realize I was so close to the end. It took me like 3 days just to remember how to play the game. So what the story was, everything. So I feel your pain. They need to have recaps.
Yeah, just give us a recap. Just you can tell. Y'all can tell when we start playing games again. Just a mini recap. Just you seem unfamiliar with this. I'm afraid to even try to go back and play.
Give the required tutorial all over again.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, do I reboot the game? Do I start fresh? I'm like, I've collected all the people that I need. I just haven't done everything else. I can't go back.
Yeah. We'll see. That's a game I honestly haven't started yet, but it is one of the ones that's on my list of I would like to play it. Yeah. Someday.
Yeah.
I think maybe about around this time next year, I'll probably be getting back to the Nintendo Switch to play that game. I'm not in a rush.
You don't need to.
I'm not in a rush.
No, there's really no point. Like for the people that do it, like y'all are good. There's no need to play that game. It's just needless. it's just
Yeah,
ping.
it's a Switch game. It's one of those where you just relax and chilling on the sofa. Before you go to bed, just play a few minutes and then
No,
you zone out.
no, this is the problem. That's one game on a Switch that Breath of the Wild, you can't just like, oh, let me just play it and then zone out. No, no, the world is too freaking big to do
Mhm.
that. And now with the little gloom hands that can come get you and kill you, like I literally put it down to take a phone call and I forgot to like pause it and I got killed by like a gloom hand and I was like, this game
It's-
is too much. It's I get kids that play. I think I'm too old. I
Mhm.
am 4 decades into this world. It's too much.
The game has you stressed out.
Uh-huh. That's why she took a break from it.
That's literally why I stopped playing.
That's
I
what
was like,
Ganon wants. He wants you stressed out.
Ganon,
So
Ganon has won. I am okay. Ganon has beat.
That's what Canon was.
Like, so if anybody has any recommendations for a game, like a fun, like, I don't
Bayonetta on the Switch.
really.
Yep, Bayonetta 2.
Did you ever
Okay.
finish Hogwarts?
No.
Come on, man.
You okay, okay. So with Hogwarts, I got into where you sneak into the library, but someone didn't tell me that I needed a bunch of stuff before I got to the library. Like,
That's
so
early. So you're probably 20% into the game. You're not.
no, but I didn't realize like once you get into the library and you go down and you pass all that stuff, you have to then like know spells to get across the room or whatever. Because like I keep dying in one spot, and I'm like, how am I supposed to make it past this part? What don't I
Wait.
have?
So you're in the library where you sneak down. I thought you had to It's the one where you got. I think it's like a ghost or a poltergeist or something down there.
No, I get past her. I've gotten past her, and I've gotten into the secret room underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And like then there's like a dungeon kind of deal, I guess, whatever. And like you have to go from one room to the next, and then you have to
Mm-hmm.
like, but then you have to keep going into different rooms. And I'm like, I'm stuck on how to get out of this one area because I'm like, every time I go to the right, the world, like the ground comes up, and I'm like, cool, I'm a jump on it, disappears. What effing spell do I
So you need to. Yeah, so
Yeah, there.
you have to exit out and do more of the main mission stuff. I'm getting it confused with it's one of the shops in the town that has a poltergeist in the basement, and then you have to exercise him out. And I mean, you work on a deal or whatever, but that one was kind of tricky. Where, like I said, the rooms you go into one room and everything's upside down, so like you're running on the ceiling or something like that.
Let's just say this. I haven't even gotten to the point where I can open up the chest with the eyeballs. Again, this is my problem. I think I do
Oh, so
stuff.
you can't turn invisible yet?
No, I think I do. Like I said, I do stuff out of order because I don't realize I should be following a specific order in games, and I don't do it. So I end up further than I should be without the without the necessary skills.
But I
So
think they may have some kind of protection on those type of missions where you may be required to have a spell before you can even get in that area. So I'm trying to remember what area that could be. It may be some kind of a trick that you have to do as opposed to needing to leave and
Yeah.
then come back with a spell later.
When in doubt, look at the main objectives and go back to those. Because with Hogwarts, you can definitely just get on your own broomstick and just explore the
Yeah.
entire world in the school, find stuff to get into, and level your character up that way. But I mean, again, you're getting off the beaten path, and then you get stuck where you are now, where you don't actually have the required spells to
to do,
do what you're supposed to do.
yeah, I think that's my problem. I've gotten off the beaten path for so long with the game because I'm like,
Mm-hmm. It's a
okay, let
fun
me
game.
Yeah, it is.
y'all
You just
both
need
beat.
to make it a co-op or multi or like similar to like Helldivers, where you just can persistently online game. I can jump into your world, help you out with something, and vice versa. I think that would be great.
Okay, let me guess, y'all both beat the game.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
How
It's a
long,
fun game.
how long did it take?
So I was doing a lot of side quests, so I would probably say a little bit over 30 hours.
Kareem, how long did it take you? Because I'm about to punch out.
Well, you have to consider I get easily distracted.
Okay, you're like,
And so I would look on the
30
map
plus.
and then I would see something and say, what's that over there? Even though it's all the way at the bottom of the map. So you have
okay,
to take that into consideration. So yeah,
you
30
were me.
plus hours, maybe even 40 plus for
Yeah,
me.
if you're just sticking
I
straight
kept
to
getting lost.
if you're
Okay,
sticking straight to the story, you should finish it within 30. It's not that
okay,
long of a game if you focus
okay,
solely on what's required. Not only that, I want to level this person up. I want to focus solely on trying to finish the main stories. You finish it pretty quickly.
okay. 'Cause I've been petting a whole bunch of cats.
But you know, the good thing about the unbeaten path, when you need to go to an area in the future, you probably already unlocked a fast travel point. So you can just fast travel to that new area and then just complete the mission.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
that'll work then. But yeah, and otherwise I'll just find another game to play as well.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Bayonetta, very straightforward.
Yeah,
A
there
lot
you
of
go.
fun.
I haven't played it, but he suggested it. So Bayonetta, try that one.
Got it. Thank you.
We'll close with that then. we'll check back in with you in a few days to see how you fare with Bayonetta or Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay. Let's try Hogwarts. All right. Bye.